one of you.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
This is my home. They're gonna need a wrecking ball to take me out of here.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a look at AITech on the machine to start with. And as of right now, there's not a ton of data on the 3-day. However, you know, we have extremely strong support at that 7 cents. And once again, also at, let's say, 10 cents. Now we did push into that 3.2R. So price only leaves that 0.3% of the time unless it's an expansion, which it is an expansion, but it is, you know, it ran out of steam once it did hit that. We have the 10 coming back down, but it's still above that range, so we don't have a mean reversion in effect yet, but it is on its way down. It hasn't switched over yet, so we are kind of coming back into that support area, basically filling in. Well, I guess this is a bit of an imbalanced candle as of right now. This is definitely imbalanced from here, from that 50 support, which is aqua, up into this 9 cent range. So this is a full imbalanced candle, so we could see price coming back down to the support, and then we'll see what happens when we get there. On the daily itself, we do have the 10 mean reversion. We almost have the 20 coming in, 20 is being white. So 20 is just at the peak there. Likelihood is we'll come down to support at the 50. That's going to be pretty strong support at 10 cents. And then we could see a little bit of a wick down into that 20 white moving average, or we just kind of hit that support, and then we'll see if we can continue to bounce off above. On the 4-hour itself, we have mean reversion back to that 10 on the quasi here. We can see the 10 is kind of coming up. Now we do have pretty high resistance with the, well, I shouldn't say that. We do have resistance at the 14.8 and a little bit of resistance on the yellow here, which is the 100 at basically 12.8. Now price does want to move back up into kind of into that 20 range, or we'll kind of just stay where we are, come back down to support, and we do have pretty decent support at that 11 cents on the 200, which is purple. We can see that it's well above that 100 still. So the 4-hour will continue to likely move down, but price is going to want to try and push up as this 10 is moving up, and then once it can actually come back down, then we'll see the likelihood of that push to the 50 possible target, which is in a mean reversion since basically since yesterday at about 3 a.m. So we have that mean reversion coming back down into that 50 zone. So we basically found support off that 100 just because it hadn't entered in right here. Once it has entered in, we can have that continuation to the downside. But again, we do have that strong support, so likelihood we might see a little bit of a push up and then come back down to that support, try to break out of that 100 resistance again, and then we'll see how things kind of play out on the 4-hour, where we might actually get this possible target to the like 9, let's say 9.6, 9.7 area. All right. Take a look into the Nexus as well. And on the Nexus, I'm just going to go to the lower time frames. So on this monthly here, we are looking for continuation to the upside on the monthly. And then even on the weekly, this weekly's higher than the previous, so we are looking for continuation to the upside. Now if we do look, we see that once the monthly broke out, we kind of pushed right up into that monthly R1, and I think it, let me see. So we did push up to the previous month high. We took out the liquidity on the previous month high, and then we started breaking back down to that previous week high as well. And you can see that when the previous week high did break out, we did get support off of that previous week high, and to push us up to take liquidity from the previous month high, which is pretty much typically what you want to see price do, is to take out the high or the low of the previous range. And if we come in and a little zoom in on the weekly, this weekly was actually hit with this wick down, so we're not expecting price to come pushing back down into that weekly too much. We'll see what happens if we can get to that previous week high or the weekly R1 and see if we can find support and push higher. We are, based on the machine, we are looking for a little bit lower, so we'll see how low we can get with the to the previous week high, and then we'll reanalyze from there. All right, that's all I got for AITech. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.